Yep, now we're live.
This is epic, guys. Can we press calm? wait. So we're live? Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Shameless Podcast. I'm about to open the fucking actual stream so I can see chat if any of you have hopped straight in eagerly.
Alright. So not a lot has happened since the last week that we streamed. Like, what the fuck?
It's been weird. Time's been going pretty fast. But
that's
nothing's really been doing.
That's the unfortunate thing.
I might be sick because my sister is sick, but I cough a lot as it is, which is interesting because I don't really mistreat my lungs by any means. I was really surprised like a week ago when my friend like let me had me hit his vape and like I didn't cough at all. I was like, wow, where's the Digimon? I don't know. Oh dude, the other day I had the biggest bruh moment of my fucking life.
I really know.
I was just sitting there and I was like thinking about how like why the fuck did Digimon and Pokemon both have Mon? Like you would think they would want to like kind of disassociate enough because they already seem so interchangeable and similar. And then I realized that they both have Mon in their name because they're fucking pocket monsters. And then I considered offing myself.
Cause you just discovered that?
Yeah.
You fucking idiot. God fucking damn it, dude.
I was like, oh.
Oh, so that's why they're called Pokemon.
Yeah,
I
was like, oh.
Because Poke is pocket.
Oh.
You're still salty about it?
I wanna die. Alright, I'm gonna stop playing Rust now. I wasn't prepared to close it until I felt like there was no chance we were gonna... Oh, there we go. Mind blown. Am I right, boys? Can we press
The
like?
shiny breeder. Yes, Mario. Thank you. Like... It's like one of those things. It's like one of those things that you never heard of, right?
Yeah. I suppose.
And you never, like, it's already been discussed and broken down, actually, for years. And then,
I'll have to break down for years.
oh, trust me, I've been breaking down for at least 3.
Hell yeah.
I'm way ahead of you.
What was I doing? Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, not a whole lot has happened within the last week. I mean, I posted 2 shit posts all day, 2 days ago.
Literally, Sukami is his entire channel is just that one popular fucking Brazzers video. He's gonna be uploading the entire thing, slightly altered.
It just in a meme format. In a meme format.
You've just chopped the video up. in a fucking in a Premiere timeline, and you're just rendering out different bits.
It wouldn't be Premiere though; it'd be Sony Vegas.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot you switched.
Thank God I did, because I ended up learning that Adobe Creative Cloud was gonna boost up their fucking price.
Bruh.
Like within like a month or 2 months after. Like within 2 months after I canceled my subscription, it's like I read what Excalibur tweeted out, and because he uses Premiere and all that shit. He's like, yes, increase the price. That's totally gonna keep your customers.
Yeah, it's like, hey, it's like, I don't understand. Why are you down on your fucking knees begging me to pirate your software instead of pay for it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The amount of sales, it's interesting because with online software like Sony Vegas and Premiere Pro, you completely, no matter pretty much what your price switches to, you'll still get like a very similar amount of money. Because if you make your price really low, people are going to be more inclined just to buy it. Because not only is it the right thing to do, and they can afford it, but it's also the right thing to do, and it's easier because it has all the scheduled updates and stuff.
True, yeah.
But fucking like, if they make it all these prices that it just doesn't deserve to be considered worth, then people just pirate it, and then they get less people actually paying for it. So the higher you make the price, the more people that are willing to pay for it are going to pay you, but the less people that are actually going to pay for it. And it's like, it's the same with that with a lot of things, but the fact that it's not like, oh, let me go to a competitor or anything, it's just like, oh, well, if you don't want to let me afford your product, then I'm literally just going to take it.
Thwomp noise, thank you, proper. Thank you for that.
Dude, the thump noise should be the new oof.
It kind of is.
Yeah, it always has been like a fucking small.
Yeah, it's an underrated one.
Yeah, it needs to be brought. It needs to rise up.
Like gamers.
Exactly. So Mr. Beast finally went on meme review, and it was just kind of like, oh, like it was literally just the same as going to his YouTube channel. You know what I mean? It's not like getting someone on that just doesn't go on that.
Yeah, that
part of the internet.
To be quite honest, that's why we like the Ben Shapiro and the Elon Musk one a lot more. It's because it's someone we wouldn't expect to be there, and you know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's just also like he seemed a little bit nonchalant because it's just kind of like, first of all, Mr. Beast, like he said, he wasn't super desperate to get there either, because it's just like he's like, he didn't need it, and also it's just like, usually you watch Mr. Beast, he's doing something fucking crazy, and then there he's just reviewing memes, like, you know what I mean? Hello, Baka.
What?
Rise up.
Wait, what? Baka music? What? Holy shit. I haven't seen him in a long time.
Get a fucking load of this guy.
Well,
what do you mean?
I haven't spoken to him in a long time.
True.
I mean, the last time we spoken to him was when he was on the Shameless Podcast, like a few months back.
I feel like I've spoken to him once since that, but maybe I'm just... my brain is replacing the concept of conversations with replying to a tweet twice. Yeah, so Zafford and Kinsley were both fucking here earlier, but we had to postpone.
For a short while.
I mean, they would have just ended up leaving halfway fucking through anyway.
Yeah.
Definitely for Kinsley at least.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. What was I saying? Yeah, I think another thing that's interesting is like did you see Mr. Beast posted like a group photo of the people that were in his IRL battle royale?
Wait.
I only fucking recognize like fucking 6 of them.
Let me see. I don't even follow Mr. Beast on Twitter.
What the fuck is wrong with you, dude?
Probably for good reason. Not really.
They did have Anthony from Smosh. I thought that was him. It is.
So they have Anthony. They have Anthony from Smosh. They have the Odd Ones Out. They have Shroud.
Wait, the Odd Ones Out?
Is that? I think that's the Odd Ones Out next to.
Anthony. I don't remember. I don't know. Oh, hey, that's where that image is from. The image. I saw this on Instagram.
That's Leon Lush in the back over there.
Leon Lush and like
Mini Lad. I think that's Shroud in the front. No, that's a phase member, is it?
I really wouldn't want to do that, especially what Leon's doing. But I suppose it's just because my legs are fucked and his isn't.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's Roman Atwood right there, is it? In the middle.
Isn't that like? No, that was like Tifu's mate or something.
Oh, okay.
He was in one Mr. Beast video.
Oh, he was in that one.
I remember him.
That circle one at Ice Gum's rooftop.
I would not. Oh, okay.
Like I was.
Never mind. They're fake. Actually, they're not the kids.
Alright. Tweeting memes is the only form of communication I do know. Anyway. Well, it's working. I'll tell you what. It's working. A very good amount.
I love how whenever I look at anything Joji related, I just always get a notification on my phone that Bionic Pig has gone live. It's so funny.
Bionic.
Like I just think about Joji, and it's just Bionic Pig. Oh my god, dude. What was I gonna? Oh yeah, I wanted to look through.
It was Roman Atwood, by the way.
Oh.
Noah J456 went on. Pokemon was on there too.
Fuck, where the fuck? Okay.
The What's Inside people were in it too.
I like how fucking Tsukimi knows all this shit and I just don't know any of them. Like, let me just go through, right?
I'm just scrolling
from near the back. There's like some guy who looks like. Hang on, wait. There's a higher quality image of this. Where is
it? It's exactly on. It's like.
FaZe Rug's one is good, which is a clue to who one of them. Oh yeah, that's one. I noticed FaZe Rug, but I didn't remember who he was.
Joji
so you got
breeds Bionic Pig.
Yeah. We got some guy that looks like a foreign version of what's his name? Fucking Mark Robber, the NASA engineer. Then we have some random bloke. Then we have Leon Lush, some chick, some meth addict, some person with Down syndrome, and then Roman Atwood. We got Fitz. We got Keemstar. We've got Zuckles and Fitz are there. I'm surprised by that because it's like I thought he said he wasn't going to go to LA. He hates LA because I was listening to the Misfits podcast and like they went out to LA to look at being part of FaZe, and he just did weed the whole time and had like completely lost his mind. Oh yeah, there's Roman Atwood.
He's right in the middle.
And then yes, Keemstar. You've got a bunch of people that look like Beef Patty because they got fucking bandanas on. And then you got Muselk. And, dude, I love that fucking Anthony from Smosh is there. That's so funny.
Like, I can't
yeah,
tell.
a bunch of them just don't commute with me.
Like, there's that guy in the bottom left of that pic. I can't tell if that's Shroud or someone else.
I don't know.
That Shroud?
I don't know anything about Shroud.
He's a epic gamer, Twitch streamer.
Yeah, he's so cool, dude.
He's so fucking cool, dude. Oh, and I was gonna say on the topic of...
We're not gonna talk about what I think about esports while Barker is here.
Why
I
not?
wanna make that...
I don't understand.
I mean, I think you can guess why.
Oh. I guess. I was gonna say on the topic of esports, you saw that one dress that came out, right?
No.
So basically they're like, females seem to be unrepresented in esports, so we came up with this thing. A skin-tight dress with a zipper for her cleavage. So, there you go.
That's fucking hot.
Skin-tight. Pretty much the one thing that they do not want to be represented as. And they went and fucking made it. And now they made
I like that.
And now they made jock straps for the guys.
I like that a lot. Just because, like, no one cares, mate.
Yeah. What else is there left to discuss?
If you're a girl and you think that girls are under represented in esports, then pick up a mouse and keyboard and get to work, okay? Stop talking about it.
Esports is the topic for my radio module for this semester, so honestly, I need as many...
You really want my opinion? But I know it really conflicts with yours.
I mean, he says he needs as many.
That was a joke, though, yeah. My opinion on esports is that they're almost as meh to me as normal sports. Like, I just couldn't give a fuck. At all. Like, yeah, it's just like, yeah, even being enthusiastic about video games, it's not having me be like, dude, I don't care about Australian football, but I fucking love the CS tournaments. It's like, I'm just kind of like, oh, cool, dude.
I mean, it's kind of like the same for me. I'm not ridiculously...
It is the same concept, exactly.
Yeah.
I feel like for some people... I mean, I haven't actually seen very many examples like this, but it seems pretty clear to me that there's probably a lot of people that couldn't give a shit about normal sports, but largely because of the fact that it's like representing them, they fucking love esports. And I just think they're both kind of like,
It's like...
there's something to like look at. I suppose, I feel like if I had like... If I like didn't have anything I felt like I represented, if I didn't have anything like if I didn't have any interests, I think sport would be like a good random one to just kind of like slap on there. You know what I mean? I feel like if you don't pay attention to anything, you could be like, oh well, I mean, this team's cool, and I'll just care if they win or not. I don't know.
Yeah, like...
I think it might just be because I'm a jaded piece of shit.
No, I mean... I kind of have a similar view to it. I'm not... Like, despite me being... Like, here's the thing. I play Overwatch on the fucking daily, right? I play Overwatch every single day. I never tuned in to a Overwatch League thing, which is the same exact thing. I have never tuned into a full stream.
Yeah, like even with Australian football, I have a team, and I used to care enough to be like, oh, that's cool that they won, or I mean, I would even go to like grand finals and games with my dad, which was cool. But I was more interested in the experience of being in a stadium with a shit ton of people, having you know, going somewhere with my dad and like, you know, staying up, being out late, and like get some jam donuts and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Some actual jelly donuts instead of fucking onigiri.
Onigiri.
Yeah.
Though I hate normal sports, aside from watching the World Cup whenever it happens, I guess it's just like watching other people play. Oh yeah, like.
Yeah.
But I don't.
Yeah, but then again, with that, it's like pretty much with every game, I just want to see like 1 or 2 compilations of people just destroying, or like the super highlights.
Yeah, like that's the thing. I only watch clips or highlights compiled onto one whole video. I never watch a full stream. I've never tuned into a full Overwatch League stream. I never tuned into a CS:GO stream. Or
I mean, even with basketball, I would play a bunch of basketball. I couldn't give a shit about watching like the NBA.
Yeah.
I cut you off. Were you saying anything else?
No. I mean, like, it's basically the same thing. Like, essentially, it's how I feel, too. Like...
Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of esports. I'm not heavily invested into it. I'm just there for the ride and see what comes out of it. If anything...
The fact that you can hop into a game yourself is kind of like, well...
Yeah. And then there's like people that take it to the extreme.
I think the most interesting thing about esports is the fact that it transforms. You know,
it adapts.
It's not the same game as forever. Yeah. Another thing that was interesting about esports with like CS:GO is that if you look at CS:GO as an esport, then compared to other sports, it's an invasion sport. The only difference is that an invasion sport is in the type of game where there is an object that the whole each team is working to get to another person's goal. And the only difference between that and real life with CS:GO is that only one team is allowed to really move the ball around for half the match. You know what I mean? So like the bomb is the basketball. That's what I'm saying.
So it's like a game of keep away?
Yeah, exactly. That's what it is, right?
Oh, okay.
It's interesting. And yeah, that was why CS:GO and like Dust 2 was so perfect, because it's just the same as every other sport. It's just you were looking for someone to take it to the next level. It's not about being different and interesting. But yeah, even with CS:GO, I can't fucking stomach the game at all. No, so
yeah, not anymore.
It's so annoying, so lame.
Would you say that you're glad that you left it?
Yes. Yeah. I should have left it a tiny bit earlier, honestly.
Before free to play?
I did leave it before free to play. What do you mean?
That's what I was saying. Like, you did leave before free to play, and you did hop in one time, right, during free to play, like when they.
I actually played the battle royale game a bunch of times with Halls, but that's just because Halls is fucking a bit of a square.
Oh. Autismo.
Yeah, it's just like we were playing PUBG together, and it was getting kind of boring, and then we just played fucking.
Hey, CS:GO has a battle royale.
Yeah, we just played that over and over again.
Fine.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of lame.
It was either that.
I can't complain about anything that Halls does with me, because he literally talks to me so rarely that like it doesn't get old. You know what I mean?
Right.
Same with Auras now. I can deal with this shit with just how rarely he contacts me.
Yeah. Has he said anything recently? I haven't heard much from him.
The last thing he sent me was just saying the YouTube algorithm is wild, and continuing to show me how his channel is literally growing exponentially by him doing literally nothing.
Weird flex, but okay.
It's not very... Yeah, it is a weird flex, actually. It's just great. It's just like... I didn't respond. It's like, Yeah, we get it, dude. You're fucking worthless as fuck, and you're still doing half of my fucking 6-year career in a month. We get it. I don't know, man. I would feel really shitty if I was like just completely neglecting my channel like that. But at the same time, I mean, I wouldn't feel very connected to my channel if I was uploading what fucking Auras did.
Which is nothing.
Yeah. Well, no, like before that even.
Oh yeah.
It's just fucking somewhat slightly decent one clip from what would be an anime vine. And then upload that like every week, meaning that you get like an average time of like an anime vine with like fucking 7 months of his videos. I don't know. I think he should stream more. He seems to actually like. That seems to actually be interesting. I don't know. I mean, he just programs random shit. And I don't really think he's gonna finish anything. Maybe he'll finish what he's doing with Onion. Just because Onion keeps things really small scale because he's wise. Also, I purchased the fucking Tengu off of J-List. I got the anonymous shipping service for an extra $5, just in case. So that's gonna be interesting.
Yeah. Man, I was gonna say, should I keep talking about esports or like gaming tournaments in general, or?
I mean, do you have anything to say? I don't have anything to say.
Like, do you watch any video game fighting tournaments, like Street Fighter or Smash tournaments?
No.
Do you know of them?
Yeah.
All right.
I guess. Not really, actually, I think about it.
Right. Well, yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all I wanted to ask. Glad we have that established.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I've been listening to so many fucking podcasts because for me, it's always just like kind of like I'll be listening to Spotify and I'll just be like, there's so many podcasts I want to watch that I haven't watched yet, and I should just be watching those podcasts. And then especially once all the songs, like I can't find one that feels fresh at all in my entire library, then I just watch podcasts for a bit. Like just earlier I was listening to Spotify and it feels good because I haven't heard all the songs like 100 times in the last fucking 40 hours. But I've actually finished every episode of the fucking Yog Pod. A podcast that started being recorded when I was probably like 6. There's more videos on that channel. There's also there's Triforce, which is Lewis from the Yogscast and Sips from the Yogscast and Pyrion Flax or whatever his name is, who is like, I think he's a member of the Yogscast as well, pretty sure, but he's like definitely not a heavily involved guy in most of this stuff. At least not like on camera talent. And the problem is they're all so old and everything they talk about is just so uninteresting to me. So then I went through and watched every episode of the official podcast that had a guest that I give a shit about.
Which one?
And I was so glad when it was over, because one of the main hosts, Kaya, just pisses me off so much.
I forgot, who is that guy? Is that the guy in the bottom right?
He's the bottom right guy. He's the K guy. Because their names spell out Jack. He's the K.
Right. I'm not too keen on him, to be honest.
He pisses me off so much. Because I'll just be listening. I'm trying to enjoy the podcast, right? It's like, obviously I know Critical, and Critical's really funny and interesting.
Yeah.
And then like Aaron or whatever, and like James, they're both pretty cool. But then Kaya is just so fucking like, I was so furious the whole fucking time, especially after listening to a podcast full of people I think are fucking really awesome, like the whole Misfits podcast. Like, Zuckles is a fucking legend. Swagger is the fucking man. Fitz is a little bit like, he's not as out there as I would prefer, like especially when he's in a room with everyone else on that. And then, yeah, I don't know, like,
or
Fitz
PewDiePie,
in the
right? PewDiePie was on the show too.
Oh, yeah, but I was talking about on the Misfits podcast, right? It's definitely a different podcast, but every member of that podcast is my favorite kind of person, which is the person that's just not... they're just not an asshole. They just, you know, they're just chilling, you know what I mean? Kaya has no chill. Like, literally, I hate it so much. The guest will be talking about someone, and then he'll be like, "Oh, I just fucking hate them so much." Like, I could not get through the Leon Lush episode because it was the last one I was gonna watch, and they just bring up Jack Black, and then fucking Kaya's just like, "Oh, I hate Jack Black." They bring up Elon Musk. Kaya's like, "Dude, Elon Musk is a scam artist, dude." It's like, no. No, like, he overpromises, but it's not really a scam. And it's not his fault that, like, a point he made was, like, that so many people would consider fuck's sake. Elon Musk to be, like, the person who created electric cars. Like the concept was just, like, his. And it's like, that's a good point, but that's not a point against him. That's a point against the fucking people who fanboy over him. I just hate... Literally, you would just be talking. They would just be talking about something. And Kaya would start running his mouth about something everyone already kind of agrees with, but then say it to a further extent, which is just kind of inaccurate. And then they just argue about it. Well, they kind of agree anyway. It just pisses me off. I'm not a big Critical fan either, to be honest.
Right.
So I can't fucking... I couldn't do it anymore. It was so lame. Because it just has so many awesome guests. And I love listening to the... I love the fact that Critical and all of them are really, they're kind of scuffed, and that's cool. I like to see when you bring on someone that maybe doesn't randomly talk about masturbation for fucking 20 minutes, and they try to make him, and just see how they react to that. Like, they had Notch on, that was so cool, especially since I was playing fucking Minecraft while listening to it. And also, like, oh, he's just such a jerk. Like, and it's even like a joke in the podcast. It's like, Kaya's the guy who hates everything, but it's just, it's just
like it can only go so far to like.
Why do you hate everything? You must hate yourself so much. You just sound so disgusted by all this random shit. And then there's a part where he's talking about fucking dipping his balls in fucking candle wax. And I'm just like, and it took me so long to like catch on the fact that like, oh fuck, I don't think it's joking. And I'm like, okay. He's just such a fucking
turn off.
Just such a killjoy. He's such a killjoy.
I'll turn off.
That's my least favorite kind of person. Yeah, if someone was trying to make me have sex with Kaya, I would be very turned off. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, it's like a running gag. You can barely, like, it has its limit, and if that's gonna be like the thing every fucking time, then
Yeah, it would just piss me off. Like I would be listening to this interesting conversation, and then he'd add something to it that doesn't need to be pointed out, and then take that further than anyone would ever fucking agree with. And then I can feel it as well. Everyone only disagrees with him to a certain amount, and not to the point that they actually do. You know what I mean? Like, on the iDubbbz episode is the one where he goes, they're talking about scammers, and then he just goes, oh yeah, like Elon Musk. And everyone else kind of laughs because I get where he's coming from. And iDubbbz just like, what? like iDubbbz isn't just straight away like, oh, I love Elon Musk, because iDubbbz is critical of everyone.
Yeah.
On a very, very reasonable level. So he's perfectly ready to hear something that makes him think that Elon Musk is a cunt. And then Kaya mentions that, and it's just kind of like, eh. Like, there's some points against him, and I know that there is people like that. My mum, literally, I think, reveres Elon Musk a little higher than she should. But, you know, it's just, I don't know. He's the kind of person where he can't let people have fun without at least complaining about it. And I feel like if I was like, if I was like a successful YouTuber and I went on that podcast, like, there would be a fucking 80% chance at some point I would just fucking call him out, and then regret it the rest of the podcast. Because I would rather I'd probably have a better time if I just didn't.
True.
I don't know. Just such a jerk. Ruins the podcast for me. Also, I found it fucking dumb how they say, oh, if you're watching this on YouTube, go watch it on fucking Spotify or Apple, because it will help us. And I'm like, here's the thing. No, because you're on your YouTube, I can see their fucking, I can see their goddamn
wavelengths.
Voice. Yeah. And so, yeah, it's a better experience on YouTube. So if you want me to do that, make the YouTube shit. The fact that the YouTube has added experience, and I have a second monitor that I'm more than happy to have that on, it's just nice to have. And the guy who edits it, which I think is one of them that like doesn't do YouTube or doesn't do much YouTube, you know, he does such a good job. Like, there's no other podcast where they really kind of make it look that good, and it's helpful for if people have similar voices, which they don't, so it's not really that big a deal. But yeah, I don't know. Just kind of sucks because they just get so many good guests, and then
like Ray from Rooster Teeth,
and yeah, and then everyone else is up to par, but then Kaya just brings the whole thing down. And they're not going to get rid of Kaya ever, really, because I think they're really good friends with Kaya. But I fucking hate him. What else did I watch? Because yeah, I've just basically, that's why the week's gone by so fast for me, especially. It's just been listening to podcasts and just going. Yeah, now I've got onto CCTV. That's what I'm up to now. I'm catching up with CCTV with like the few episodes I haven't seen yet.
Yeah.
And I found it really interesting watching the one where Brett's away and James had just broken his leg, because Alex is just kind of sitting there and has assumed Brett's role. I just find it really funny when Alex is put in a position where he has to stop pretending that he doesn't give a shit about anything and is totally irresponsible.
Uh-huh.
It's just so funny to me, because like in every single episode of Cow Chop, like, I'm not fooled by it, but it's just like he's always just acting like, you know, he doesn't want to be there. He just wants to fucking die. He doesn't care about the show, and like and he just wishes he was like getting sloshed or something, and he just kind of like pauses, like he's not even paying attention and shit. But I know it's all a really actually surprisingly funny for how simple it is, but it's all a good bit, and I really like it. But it's also just funny when like Brett's not there, and he's just sitting there with like the scripts for the ads and stuff, and he just does like an equally as good job. I just find it really funny. Because, like, yeah, part of the meme is that he's, like, he's the fucking youngster that just wants to go to, like, the strip club or some shit. But it's, like, so clearly not true. And it's just funny when, like, that is shown. Like, I feel like Alex... But yeah, it's just, like, because he pretends, like... Yeah, he's the irresponsible guy who doesn't do anything for any of the background stuff at all. But like at the same time, if you look at it for like even more than 1 second, I think Alex is probably the most like invested emotionally in like Catch Up at the moment. I think it used to be James, and I think also Brett obviously cares a lot, but I don't know if Brett is like, you know, it's not. It's like James's and Alex's baby. You know what I mean? Catch Up. So, I think James used to be the guy that was super all about it, but obviously he's gotten really, really demoralized by all the fucking demonetization and shit. And I think Alex is actually the only one that has like the energy left.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, even though like the demonetization stuff was like a running gag on the show, where it's like, well, goddamn it, now this whole thing's gonna be demonetized now. You can't show that. You can't exactly. Say it. Like, but damn it.
Yeah. It's interesting. I mean, they were talking about like how James was. Well, this was the episode before he breaks his leg. But James was just talking about like. How like just this one time he was reading comments and for some reason it just got to him.
Oh, a comment
around like New Year.
A comment.
Yeah, it just got to him, and he was just like pissed off, and he stopped looking at like the Reddit for the day or whatever. And they were talking about how like Jacob didn't want to be on camera anymore, because they always mention that quite often. Because everyone's always like, Jacob's so funny, and I get that as well, because I thought Jacob was like fantastic. I thought like Jacob was I really enjoyed Jacob on camera. It does suck that he's not on there anymore, but because I'm not one of the fucking ape-brained fans that just fucking complains all the time, I don't go, oh shit, give me Jacob back. I just ignore. I just, you know, continue with the opinion of Jacob was good, and I'm sorry that it had to be that way. Because yeah, I think Jacob was really. I just love the way he responded to every situation on camera. It was just fucking cool.
It's kind of like
It's
kind of like Jacob's our Trevor right now.
Yeah, but
like
I don't know. And everyone's like, "Oh, we need Trevor back." They're saying, and I don't feel that. When Joe left, I was just kind of like, I felt sad for
a short bit.
No, I felt sad for like James and Alex and everyone, because it's just like, oh, they don't get to spend time with their friend all the time now. I actually was not a big Joe fan.
Right.
He's just, his personality was too small and reserved to add to bits much. You know, like I respect everything that he did, but I wasn't like, oh, Couch Up is ruined without Joe. You know what I mean?
Well, like,
and then with Trevor, I felt like that was a real big bummer, because Trevor was funny, but he still wasn't a integral role. I don't think. Also, Alec is a fucking awesome guy. So
yeah, Like I felt pretty skeptical about Alec. He's the guy.
I didn't. He's had so much confidence.
Yeah. Well, like it took me a little while to get used to him because I'm like, it's a new person. I gotta get used to him now.
Yeah, it was a little awkward. I felt
First.
like he was just thrown right in there. But at the same time, I could tell that, like, he could feel that, and that he was just like, okay, you just need to plow through that. And so quickly, I was just like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people warmed up to him right away.
For the job. And I think the reason for that, and I didn't realize that until, like, when I was watching yesterday on the CCTV, is that he... Oh, I'm gonna sneeze. Alec was working for them for like hella long before that, and I didn't know that.
Like he was on the side.
Yeah, they like literally. If you want to be an on-screen talent for Couch Up, you have to have been editing for them first.
Right.
Which is a good idea, to be fair, because they come on. The whole community's like, okay, this guy's new, but for the guy who's new, they are friends and have a certain chemistry with the entire situation, with the entire thing. They've seen the community from the inside, by all of the other members, and like they understand what they're about to be put up in front of, and they have connections with everyone that's on the show. So yeah. Hi, Opie. AMVs.
It's again.
But yeah. Jacob was fun and full of energy, and I just thought he was fucking dope. So I was like really upset when they were like, fuck, gotta get rid of him.
Who was that one Asian guy from the back in the old house days?
Like, it wasn't Andrew, was it? Oh no, something. Aaron?
I think it was Aaron.
Yeah.
Like, I don't see much of him anymore. Like, did he leave too? Because I never saw it.
When did he leave too? He obviously left. They didn't really like send him off or anything. I remember one of the CCTVs they mentioned him. The thing with Aaron was, to my understanding, is that he was just kind of like,
meh.
He was one of their friends, and like it was almost like he was just their housemate. On a certain level, he wasn't like the main guy. And as you saw, like in their fucking Infinity Gauntlet video, right?
He was just
they pick the door lock and come into his room, and he had to like, he was just about to like go to work, and he'd like been doing uni and stuff. Like he has like a very normal career that he was going on, and I think just when they left to go to the warehouse, he wasn't gonna do that.
So pretty much as they lost the house, he was like...
I think so. I mean, he might have even left a little bit before then, but I think it was kind of... He was not really a member of Couch Up as far as, like, that being the thing he does. When he was more... Like, once Couch Up became more than just a bunch of friends who hired a manager who live in this house that are making an awesome YouTube channel, and became so much more business, it was kind of like his connection was solely being a friend, more so. You know what I mean? Yeah. I wasn't too surprised when I stopped seeing Aaron. Yeah. It's really weird. There was one episode they did in fucking Minecraft, which is funny as fuck. Yeah. I was listening to that while I was making 6 pieces of toast.
I forgot about the toast story that you told me.
Yeah.
Like, you briefly mentioned that on stream, and I'm like, was there anything else to it? And probably not.
It was just hella bread. It was nice bread, and I made it into nice toast.
Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, they're... I mean, did Brett ever say... Did Brett ever say he was considering, like, going off somewhere else? Or was he, like, ever featured on other stuff?
What do you mean?
Because, like, I rarely see Brett as well in recent vids. I think... Well, the recent one where James came back to the office was, like, the last time I saw him. And
I actually haven't seen that, because I, as I said, like, I've been doing this shit where I just go through channels that are near the top of my subs, and then when they run out of videos, then I go down to the next ones. So I've been on a bit of a couch up hiatus. Except for the podcasts, because they take actually no attention. But yeah, so like I said, but Alex was talking about how, like, Brett was looking at something or stuff. I think Brett was just away for most of it. I don't know. I don't think Brett's leaving. I feel like Couch Up would go down with Brett, to be honest.
Right. Hold on a sec. My computer's messing up right now. Just a brief moment of silence, because I don't know how this is going to affect the stream.
Everyone, please take this moment to commemorate. Just
the stream that
all the random homies.
The stream that randomly died in the middle of everything. I keep also forgetting that my stream settings are set to like 720p 60 FPS, but it's just a still image. I can't be fucked to change it right now. Oh, they just uploaded a video and Brett's in the thumbnail 9 hours ago.
Yeah, okay. Brett's not going anywhere.
Brett's not going anywhere. Yeah.
Brett just gets around a lot because he's just a guy who keeps himself busy. He's just always doing stuff. He doesn't really turn down very many opportunities.
Yeah. Everyone cares a whole lot about Brett. I think
I should fucking hope so.
I mean,
yeah. Look, he's in so many of them because obviously they need more people now.
Yeah. I mean, he was a good side character back in the House days, and I'm glad he's like participating a whole lot more.
Yeah. And I another thing is Brett's the manager, but he's also because of that the ad guy. So it's kind of like every episode, even though Brett doesn't come on screen that often, which makes sense because that's not his role. So obviously managing has to come first. You know, if he's having a fucking business call while they're filming, then they're not fucking going to have him stop having the business call. But yeah, every single episode you get that little snippet of Brett in the advertisement, and it also makes the advertisements way cooler. And it's also just that Brett does really good advertisements. You feel like you're watching a quality advertisement, but it's still got all of the energy of Couch Up. Yeah. Even in like, I also love how they do it in the podcast, because you watch any other podcast and they segue into it in a similar kind of way, but they just don't. They really go by the script. They're like, let's not do anything fancy. Let's not throw ourselves in too deep. We're just gonna read it what they said for us to say. I know on the official podcast they just smash them out. They segue into it well, and then they just read it out. And I did find this funny as well, because I could tell, as I said, Kaya picks everything apart. So when I'm listening to an ad read and I hear something that is very easily questionable, I just love how Kai is just silent. Because otherwise they would get really fucking mad at him. But in CCTV, Brett will like start the ad read, and then Alex will like tell a quick anecdote about how he's going with his. They'll stop, they'll talk about, they'll have a little laugh, and then they jump back into it. It's so cool. It's like, start it, and then stop for a second, what are your thoughts, tell us an actual thing, and then hop back into it. And I think that's it. It's very smooth. I just realized I'm on the last episode of CCTV. That was the one I just kind of started last night before I died in Minecraft and was like, okay, I'm just gonna go to bed.
So you're pretty much all caught up until the next one.
Yeah, my point is, though, I'm gonna be back on the streets, if you will, because I've kind of done all the podcasts that I watch. And because I can literally be watching podcasts most of the time I'm awake, it's very easy for me to finish them all. I suppose I'll be able to watch this one back, though. Because I do like to do that. I always like to listen to the Shameless Podcast back. Just kind of see what it was like, what I was like from a third person perspective. Yeah. But the thing is, I mean, I'll just go back to listening to music, and if I feel like shit's getting repetitive and I want to listen to actual stuff, then what I can always do is just crack open Twitch. Like, at what time is there no one I'm interested streaming on Twitch? It's like, it's for like, some days there will be like 5 hours where there's no one streaming that I'm interested in watching, but usually there just is. I mean, like right now, Zero's streaming, Spaz Koga's streaming, Wellen is streaming, James is streaming, Alex is streaming. I would happily watch all of those if I needed something to have on my second monitor.
Right. You wanna know what I haven't done in a while? Check out Alex's YouTube channel, Emerald HD.
Yeah.
And I see like a month ago and 2 months ago, like he's actually been posting. I kind of unsubbed, I unsubbed years ago because there was like nothing going on. But
well, I did not have that issue because I was pretty new to Couch Up, and I just eventually was like, oh, what's this over here on the side? It was like, oh, they've got these channels that they were neglecting.
Yeah.
So around when he did the decided to go fishing today, I was watching.
And they got one, and it's like really good. Which was Couch Up. And like, there's this series of videos that he does where he reacts to stuff on stream because, you know, stream sends that shit to him.
Yeah.
One of them is reacting to old Couch Up videos, and I'm interested to see. And I'm interested to see what he's got to say.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
I'll leave a link here in general chat.
Like I said, it's just always so interesting to see
their perspective,
Alex off camera, because he's so fucking responsible, and he hides it so well. And he gives so much of a fuck about it all, and he's like, you know, being a good boyfriend and shit. And I just love it. I love when you can see straight through the act, and it's just like, like, I'm not trying to see into their personal lives, but it's just funny to see,
like, this character they put on in one side, and then like just see them like casual, like, oh yeah, hey, what's up? I just wanted to let you guys know that I invested in like 3 more stocks or whatever.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, in Couch Up, dude, I just bought this Ferrari hoverboard.
Yeah.
and Brett's gonna be pissed because I used the company money for it.
Yeah. Another thing they were talking about was
by the
like
way,
how...
spoilers for a couch up vid. That wasn't.
I wasn't listening.
Okay. Yeah, but he's like, dude, I just bought these. I just went to Gucci and spent like $100,000 from the company money. And then, meanwhile, when he's like on stream, he's like, chill and laid back, responsible and shit, like you said. It's funny. It's funny as.
Another thing that's funny is how all their personal YouTube channels are so like old style, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, and I love how their fucking usernames are just so stupid.
Immortal HD.
Like, don't get me wrong, okay? Gzoom is a kind of trashy username just because of how little it means. But it's neat. It's got 2 O's in the middle. It's short, and it's just no one else has anything like Gzoom. But I just love how like Immortal HD. I think Immortal HD isn't too bad. I think that one's kind of okay. But Uber Haxor Nova. It's like after just being James for all that time, and then just like, seeing them being called that shit.
Like we either referred to him as Nova or James.
Yeah.
Or Pogo Stick guy from Happy Wheels.
Yeah, maybe he could just call himself fucking Nova. Uben, I don't know. Having Haxor in the middle is so stupid.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just funny because it's like they haven't really touched that part of their online existence for like, so long.
Or like Sly Fox Hound when we just call him Sly or Eddie.
Yeah.
It's like that.
And it's just like I like how fucking Alex's channel banner is just the really old classic guide for where the image goes.
Text and logo safe area 1514 by 420.
It's actually really good for reference if you have that and you like want to like go see where that area is on your display. You could like go look at
I think the outer gray part
updated, yeah.
The outer gray part is the for desktop, like the max that you would see. The middle one would be like, oh no wait, the outer one would be console. The darker gray one would be like, fuck, I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, if you look it up now, they mostly say like what device you'll see it on, but the text and logo safe area is just the part of the screen where you will 100% be able to see it. And then there's the outer bit where it's like you can see it on pretty much fucking everything. And then there's the further outer bit where it's just like we can't make any promises. It's just gonna fluctuate depending on what your monitor's like. And then there's above and below, which like you'll randomly fucking see if you're on some very specific program on like a TV. Apparently. Like you literally don't see that shit. It's weird.
It's like
it used to be really bad on my when I had the Minecraft Steve's banner, because for that it was like so fucky down beneath, but the full version of my current banner is just a little bit less scuffed.
On the topic of banners, do you still have your very first one ever?
I believe so. I have this folder on my photos gallery that I moved over called YouTube.
Oh, yeah,
and I don't really use it, and it's just full of old Minecraft Steve stuff.
Let me see if I can grab it.
So let's see.
I'm not entirely sure what happened, but to be quite honest, I think my very first banner that I've ever created was a lot more cleaner and simple.
Yeah, you need to keep them simple. Even mine's a little bit busy.
Because all mine was...
The only time you want your banner to be not simple is when a really smart artist cleanly draws a bunch of shit. I hope one day, if I have some expendable income, I can just commission a really good artist to draw me a banner just full of people, right? It would have Zero Skills Skill Chan avatar. It would have my adult Neptune, maybe with shades on. I kind of want to drop those, but it's what makes her distinguishable. And then just a shit ton of people. I would want what's her name? Sia, Aura's OC. I'd want for you just probably Yui at the moment. And just like a bunch of other people, like maybe Val, maybe Valk, maybe even Halls. And then at the end of the day, you're really commissioning like full bodies of like shit tons of characters, and it's a whole lot of work. But I would just pay the like 1,000 they'd want for it. And that would just be so cool. That's what I really want. I want it, GZM Gaming. Maybe not even say GZM Gaming. It says that on the fucking bottom. You know what I mean? But I would just want a banner with art done in the art style I really like, which is a very clean type of art style. And just have shit tons of characters, just all doing cool poses. But yeah, that'd be hella expensive.
Yeah.
And then again, if I still had the if when people changed shit that represents them, if I had the finances for it, I would commission someone to like, I mean, the same artist if they were still available to change it. Yeah, I got my banner here though.
Neckwolf.
My old banner.
Neckwolf says his banner looks bad.
Oh yeah, I would always add to it. I would add the games that I played. I remember now.
Oh yeah.
So it was like
you played Gmod, you played Terraria, you played GTA 5, you played Rust.
The Scorpion is Just Cause 2.
Ah.
Yeah.
I would not have known that. For the greater good of the viewers, that was your slogan, I guess.
Oh my god, I forgot that slogan. That totally left my mind. Now if I put a slogan down the bottom, it's gonna be do it for the meme.
Do it.
That's my slogan now. Like, you can just see the progression of my fucking like nihilism and shit. It's like for the greater good of the viewers, and I could never remember if the I went before the E or not. And like I fucked it up the first time, and someone fucking told me at school, and I was like, "Oh shit, thanks. Let me switch that." Yeah, and that was do it for the meme, dude. Which is kind of funny because like I said, I think that James shouldn't have bothered doing that bit because it wasn't going to be that funny. But that's the exact same thing. Like, do it. It'll be a good meme.
What, breaking his leg?
That's my point is, do it for the meme is literally just me saying,
fuck it.
Yeah, fuck it, dude. Do the funny thing.
Ice Poseidon, fuck it, dude.
Fuck it, dude. Dude, Ice Poseidon's so... Oh, that's a good topic, actually. Ice Poseidon's so fucked up lately.
Oh, yeah.
I think we talked about it a while ago.
Like, funny enough, I was gonna bring that up last week, but I was like, it's probably not an appropriate time to do it, but shit has gone down... Shit has hit the fan recently. He started doing a pyramid scheme, all that kind of shit. Like
he's a pyramid scheme?
Well, no. It's more of like, people invest something into his business.
Yeah, he's a CEO now. It's so funny.
Well, yeah, but the business overall is kind of like,
It is true. He's got these investors, and like, it doesn't seem like he'll necessarily get the money back to them.
He's supposed to get the money back by getting even more investors.
Yeah.
And paying off the original investors, and now he has to get more investors to pay off the
other
ones.
See.
It's really fucked.
It's not a complete pyramid scheme because if he blows up again, which is quite possible.
He had Keemstar recently in one of his streams, hanging out at the house.
Yeah, Keemstar is a big fan of his. I mean, friend of his. Yeah. I fucking love Ice Poseidon. I was when I was watching again, fucking CCTV. I think at some point like Alex or someone, they mentioned like Ice Poseidon, but like under their breath. I don't know. Was there some kind of drama with that?
Probably.
I want to kind of guess. Yeah, I think a lot of people, a lot of people like very quietly mad at Ice Poseidon, like random YouTubers. That just like they kind of see. You see, they seem. It seems very believable that they just don't know about him, but they like totally fucking do. I don't know. It's weird because it was like that thing where like I think iDubbbz's girlfriend didn't like him or some shit, and then it was very clear that iDubbbz probably didn't give like as much of a shit as her, but like probably was also kind of like I don't know. It's very weird stuff going on with him. I admire that only up until recently did he start to go downhill. Like, because you know what I mean? Like, he's been living in the absolute YouTube hell for ages. Like, everything... Like, do you remember my series, Famous Scary?
Oh, yeah. It was like... It was just you talking about...
He is the epitome of everything that you can just randomly embrace and let happen about YouTube fame.
Yeah,
it's like
oh, sorry,
it's just crazy. I would love to live like him in a certain sense. Like that's just like the kind of thing that would give me the rush that would really fulfill every desire I have, but I couldn't do it that often. I still wouldn't want people coming to my house.
Like,
it's just crazy.
Yeah, there's this one channel called Daily Twitch. They used to upload a bunch of Twitch compilations like every 2 or 3 days, but you know monetization guidelines came up, so they had to restart everything. And this video came up, and it got me thinking. And I was like, should I bring this up in the podcast? But now that you brought it up right now, I guess it's kind of like an appropriate time to mention it.
What's the video about?
It's just like discussing, like it's a guy briefly discussing about what happened to like Ice Poseidon's start to like the first time he got swatted and how that completely changed everything.
Yeah.
Up to where he is now.
I don't know though, like it was clearly slowly wearing on him, but recently is just where it clearly broke him in. Like, I don't know. I always felt like it just seemed like it was something so great that here we are. Something that's so great that it's almost worth the like certain risk of just losing your fucking mind, because it's just so fucking cool. Yeah, look at that. I'm gonna definitely save that for later. I kind of I see. I am like the whole reason I made the Famous Scary stuff is like
to bring up stuff
I want
like
to
that.
go hard on YouTube eventually to the point where I would have a lot of the issues with it, because I've seen it bring so many people to their knees, and I literally have to come to peace with the fact that it will probably happen to me.
One day.
Just because of how much I value the chance that it might not. Maybe I should make a Famous Scary about PewDiePie, because that's an example of how you win that fight. But yeah, Ice Poseidon was so clearly setting himself up for fail, but that's why I love him so much, because his whole career is so sacrificial, and I appreciate that sacrifice. Like I said, that time when he literally became an outlaw in fucking, where was it? I don't know, some country that borders um Germany, and then oh yeah, it was like Switzerland or something, and him recording stuff was actually so illegal that he drove out of the fucking country so he didn't get arrested. Um, and then when he was in Germany, he rented a hotel, and the callers kept fucking ordering shit to his house. And because of the stupid fucking way that room service and stuff like that works, is just some random fucking, usually Indian guy, just comes up and he's got something and he expects you to pay for it. And if you don't pay for it, he thinks you're trolling him. And he thinks that you're wasting his money. When it's like, it's too bad. It's not fucking ICE's fault. If you want to go fuck someone up for it, you need to go find the fucking guy who called you. You need to trace the number or some shit. Mm-hmm. But yeah, just the way he's just let people into his life a catastrophic amount the whole time. It's a really sad time for it to happen too, because he was like, we're gonna get a stream house, 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 stream house, stream house, stream house, stream house, stream house. And then he broke just when he got the streamer house. That would have been the best shit. Yeah. I don't know. But yeah, it's definitely not going to be as challenging for me because I'm going to be one of the YouTubers where, like, if you come to my door, I'm going to be like, hey, it's really cool that you're a fan of me, but I cannot make this interaction positive, so get the fuck out of here before I call the cops.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like some people, like there's some people otherwise that, like, would say, like, there's some people that wouldn't mind it at first.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying is Ice Poseidon just lets people, like, he used to literally just let homeless people come into his fucking house, have the camera on him all the time, and then literally just, like, only his bedroom was somewhere where people were only allowed in when he decided. Mm-hmm. And it was so cool. And I think the reason why it was cool is because he was living life in a video game type fantasy. His life was a, like, real life GTA that doesn't completely break the laws all the time to the point where you get arrested. Just constantly living on the edge of your fucking life and just going around doing insane shit whenever the fuck you want. And making a lot of money doing it. But yeah, I don't know how he's doing it in, like, this very moment though. It was weird. The thing where he just the thing where he fucked off Sam Pepper was weird. That's another reason why I feel confident. That's why I don't want a relationship, because I feel like it's just so hard to do while having, like, YouTube going on. Mm-hmm. And Ice really easily is just like, okay, I love this person, and then he gets caught on that. I doubt that Sam Pepper was actually trying to fuck him over. It's definitely very easy for Ice to lean towards that as well, seeing as literally every day people are telling him that Sam Pepper is a snake and he doesn't realize it under his nose.
Under his nose?
Under his big nose. But it's possible that he was. But I don't think so. But I suppose it doesn't matter. And yeah, it's not like I'm shocked. You know? Like, the thing is, I knew it was going to happen. Mm-hmm. And I was just really, really appreciating him going through with it, even though it was, like, so clearly going to fuck him up. Like, I've heard him talk about shit, and it's just like, he pretty much understands that he won't be sane by the age of 40. Just kind of fucked.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know where it's all standing right now. Like, he's live right now. Yeah. Quickly take a sneak peek.
I mean, how does it look like he's doing? I would assume he's doing...
I don't know, I've just constantly seen the thumbnail. Oh, he's still got Mexican Andy with him. Okay. Oh, they are in the huge streamer house.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's kind of slipped back into being himself. It's just like...
I think
the whole community feels like he's washed up now.
Yeah, well, I think him leaving Sam Pepper might be, like, the factor. They, like, might have been a factor. Like, maybe
factor it was... what? Of him going okay again?
Yeah.
Well, I think another thing is that it probably let his trust issues get off his nerves. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, maybe Sam Pepper wasn't a true irritation or issue from a level-minded standpoint of someone who understood the whole situation from everyone's perspective with honesty. But still, it might have just been... Yeah, that's the thing as well. He got rid of a lot of things that I'm surprised he just totally fucking lived fine with. But the problem is, the whole reason the streamer house was going to be a cool idea was because there was going to be so many fucking people in the house.
Right. Oh, sorry.
And he, it's interesting because he got rid of Sam Pepper, which I wouldn't have done. But I think he also, like, kind of cut ties with EBZ. And I don't think he's tolerating Burger anymore either. Which makes sense, because for me, I wouldn't have been able to deal with EBZ. Because I just hate people. I super struggle to deal with people that just always argue. And you literally have to pussyfoot around everything you say to them for them to not just get up in arms about something, and then you can't, like, properly communicate to them about it. And I just fucking hate Burger. He's not funny, and he's a jerk. Like, ever since I watched the stream forever ago where Ice Poseidon and Burger were in Burger's stupid fucking van with the stream for 24 hours, and Burger was just turning off donations that were going to say something racist, and he's like, no, I don't want that. It's like, okay, no, that's not how it fucking works. You are getting paid, I think, half of the fucking stream revenue, and you're doing this, you're stuck with this challenge. If you don't want to listen to that person swearing, you have to get out of your fucking van. You know, it's like, it pissed me off that he was like that, and then it just, he's like, he's definitely a bit of a leech, and he's just always, like, in his house, and it's just like, I just think Burger isn't, I don't like the way he responds to the situations. It's really lame. I basically just hate people that get butt hurt.
I feel like we all do.
Well, maybe, but I think you and I probably just surround ourselves with people that don't get butt hurt and hate people that get butt hurt.
Yeah, that's true.
It's just not cool. It's just not. It's immature. But yeah, it's just like, as well, I just don't think there was any reality where Ice Poseidon keeps just living in the filth of his fans, where he doesn't just lose his fucking mind. Yeah. Anything in chat? Thoughts on Ruby? Haven't watched it yet. Might one day.
Ruby's
There's some good
cool.
porn of it too.
SFM, MMD, or drugs?
I think it's kind of weird, but I pretty much only fap to like cool NSFW art of like series and MMDs.
Definitely.
It's like masturbation is a musical thing for me 50% of the time, which is really kind of weird.
The MMD.
I just feel like anyone who
Okay, Neckle, if you're pushing your luck, that's a bit weird. I'm not
SFM Twitter is only good if like
I'm not king shaming.
I don't hate the idea of you turning the girl that has the penis into the fudo. You know what I mean? If it's like, basically my opinion on fuda is, if it's futa on normal girl, how is that? Like, that's closer to just nice lesbians than straight sex. And then I also need the girl you make into a futa not to be a character that I romanticize, basically.
Mm-hmm. So what we're saying is
sometimes I can make an exception though if it's like canonistically the character wears the pants in a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Like sometimes I'll accept Weiss having a dick in some shit. Usually not SFM though, because SFM looks weird. So to just strap a dick on a model that you didn't make is weird. But if it's like a drawing, it's like, okay.
If it's very nice detailed drawing?
Yeah, as well. I just hate when I'm on like some fucking NSFW Discord server and people just do like huge spam posts of Fuda. Especially if they either also do really good drops of good stuff, or they use like the bot where you just type in Fuda and it brings you a Fuda image. Because even if I block them, all I block is them telling the bot to post it, not the posts. Fucking turn off. Goddamn. What the fuck is mangaka?
Mangaka
Like,
is
isn't it literally just manga?
No, mangaka is the term. It's the manga artist.
Ah, I see.
So like in Japanese, if someone's being referred to as the manga artist, they would just say mangaka.
I see.
There's a manga artist in which their manga
artist.
Yeah, mangaka. But yeah, there's one of the funniest blessings. It's a blessing to this world is that there's a manga about a big titty anime girl.
I know.
And the mangaka is a big titty anime girl.
It's so good. It's so good because it's usually just some fucking sweaty guy, and that doesn't bother me much. But it's just really nice when it's a girl.
Or it's like some Hideo Kojima looking ass.
Yeah.
Like
it's super cool too that she's like literally just she created a what the fuck someone's calling me. She created a character that is relevant to her, which is usually the opposite of what happened.
Yeah, and that's the thing, Nicole. That's the thing. We don't. A lot of doujin artists are girls, but there's so many that we don't know of, or like there's so many that we have yet to discover.
Okay, she was just telling me that like there's clothes on the line and it might rain soon. So if it rains, I'll
Most doujin artists are girls. We just don't know that. We just don't know it yet.
Like, yeah, that's probably like that could be very true.
We just don't know who they are. like we read the name of the manga of the doujin artist or the doujin or the person who drew it all up. At first, we just think, oh, it's okay. So this guy has done this, and he's also done all of this stuff as well. But then if we take the time to go down the rabbit hole and eventually come down to their profile somewhere, it's gonna be like, oh wait, he's a girl.
Right.
Commission's open.
I know, like, there's a bunch of
Commission's open.
There's a bunch of there's a bunch of book authors from the past that they would use initials so that you didn't see their effeminate names, so that the just culturally accepted sexism that was just kind of part of the fact that we hadn't developed enough to realize that the fact that, like, your average man is strong had just made it so that they were on top, which, you know, we just needed to discover society more to start fixing that. Back then, they made sure that no one knew that they were a girl by hiding their initials, so that there would be no bias against their book, or the publisher would, like, even accept it.
Oh,
because back then no one wanted to write a book written by a woman, because it was like, why read a book that was written by someone who probably isn't smart? And if that's the way you think, then that's gonna make it unlikely for you to read the book, so you just hide that they're a woman. And they, like, maybe J.K. Rowling or some shit. Yeah, exactly. That's why it's J.K. rather than, like, fucking Jemima,
Jennifer.
Well, I guess the last name doesn't tell you anything. But yeah, like Jemima, like, fucking like Jennifer, Christoph, some shit.
Jennifer, Christina, Rowling.
Yeah.
Like, if you just hear J.K. Rowling, it just sounds like a... I don't know. Like, it's probably going to sound weird, but it sounds more masculine than anything. So I just assumed that Harry Potter was it Harry Potter? Right?
Yeah.
Like, I always thought Harry Potter was written by a guy. But until, like,
Did you? I never thought that.
Well, no, because I'm like... It was a weird time for me.
I knew it was J.K. Rowling for a long time. Yeah, that's the thing. I didn't know about Harry Potter as soon.
Well, I knew about Harry Potter, but I never knew about the person who wrote it. Like, I just hear J.K. Rowling, and I'm like, oh, well, he's pretty damn successful if he has this many books and an upcoming movie.
Yeah, I just didn't even think about who the fuck made the movie at all until I heard their name. But yeah, I mean, I'm not very proud of J.K. Rowling, to be honest, because they think PewDiePie's a Nazi. And I think that just shows that you're not really that deep then, are you? If you haven't put in the critical thinking to realize that, you know, this stuff's all jokes. But again, maybe she's predisposed to slightly blinded feminism because of the fact that she lived in a time where she had to go, fuck me, I've written this cool book and I'm gonna have to hide every fucking name I have that could hint at my sex.
Yep. And then what's this? PewDiePie responds.
Yeah, I think it really disappointed me because of the fact that whole book series explored so many concepts. That's why it's good. It explored a lot of ideas. One of the ideas it explored was the fucking bitch from the what's it called? The Order of the Phoenix, I think. The fucking replacement principle.
Oh, yeah.
That was a character written based around the the flaw of being far too authoritarian. Authoritarian, far too authoritarian in nature, and just, not letting anything slide by, and not letting anyone have any fun, and just seeing everything that wasn't just extreme orderliness as rebelliousness that needs to be punished. You wrote a whole book where your main character deals with someone acting that way, but you don't have the perspective to understand a joke. I was just like, fuck's sake. Now I have to hate. Now I have to dislike this person too. Yeah, I was very disappointed. I don't hate J.K. Rowling, but
Just
I think
overall
that was very close-minded of her. She didn't open her clearly quite what's the word? Not valuable. Powerful brain.
Mm-hmm.
Creative and thoughtful and insightful, and then PewDiePie's a Nazi.
PewDiePie Nazi.
Deathstalker. It's just, I don't even know if it's real, but it's just the name of the alcohol.
Oh.
No, look, it's
yeah.
It's the name of the.
I just.
It looks like a wine bottle, but nothing's wine at 96%. That is pure
alcohol.
Methylated spirits. Let me see if Deathstalker exists.
I think.
Or if they just.
I think it might.
Up.
I think it might be a parody. If not, it's probably
Right.
like a drink brand in the world of Ruby.
Yeah. I don't think it's a reference to. Yeah, obviously Deathstalker just gives you the fucking keyboard. Deathstalker, 69%.
No, 96.
Oh, again. Oh, that's my issue.
96%. Alcohol? Same better art than what you do is spooky. I'm paranoid. Yeah. I mean, I'm a lazy artist, as my Twitter bio would say. As my Twitter bio states. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm kind of retarded.
That was funny. I tried to watch some of that, but it just wasn't that interesting.
I know it's Alex Jones and Joe Rogan, but goddamn.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just I don't gain too much from here, because the problem is, again, Kyle, Alex Jones, just the people that are hard to connect with when you're talking to them. You go around in circles because that misunderstanding can't be squashed because one of the people is somewhat disconnected from the conversation, or they don't get it because they feel a way and that can't be changed. So when you try to explain to them why people recoil when they engage in what they promote, that is just because they just can't understand that. Some people's brains have they're just not in this position where they open up to any new ideas.
Right. Oh, we do have one question, and I feel like we can end off the stream with this one question by Pause Lost Ryan on Twitter. Do you have any YouTubers or videos that you remember watching years ago and see they are no longer making videos or any kind of content that you enjoy? And do you miss that time of YouTube? He says for him it was COD videos by Wings of Redemption, White Boy 7 Ist, Woody's Gamertag, and etc. Anyone else around that time?
I am trying to think of people that completely fell off the earth. Because there's a lot of people that fell off as a successful YouTuber, but not anyone that fell off and completely stopped. Because at the time, I really wasn't watching anyone small. So everyone is still... The channel is still there, and they are still making stuff. It's just not going well for them. I'm trying to think.
The Annoying Orange?
Really wasn't very many people.
Actually, no. Not the Annoying Orange channel, but specifically Danebo, the creator. He had his own personal channel, you know, over 1 million subs, and he was having a good time. Adobe After Effects, all that shit.
Oh! Bebop Vox.
Bebop Vox, dude! Oh my god, I remember
Bebop
him.
Vox. That's who's gone. That I used to watch.
The Minecraft parody dude?
Yeah, because as far back as I'm looking, because like, I don't know, it makes me think of like, what you're saying makes me think of the 2 years before of me like knowing anything about YouTube at all.
Bitter
or like the first year and a half or some shit. So it was while I was all into Minecraft. So yeah, Bebop Vox is definitely one of them. Bebop Vox is a person that there was a series I had planned where I was going to... It was called Have You Seen This Man? But it was kind of confusing because it went 2 ways. There was Have You Seen This Man as in where the fuck is this guy gone? Like, have you seen this man? I'm looking for him. And then there was also the same idea, but it was meant to be like a joke. It's a play on words, whereas I don't actually want you to find this guy that's gone missing. I want you to see this guy. And I was gonna do one of those on Hiding in My Room. He's gained popularity so much now that a lot of people have seen a bit of him. But he still is like quite the treasure trove. But yeah, Bebop Vox and like MC Mental are 2 people where I was kind of like, where did they go? Especially Bebop Vox. But yeah, Bebop Vox from back then was the YouTuber that was there and is now gone completely. And yeah, everyone knows him because the meme community memed like Don't Mine at Night and what was the other one? Was that it?
I think it was Don't Mind.
I know there was another one, but that one wasn't a meme. But I guess there's 3. Maybe there's a playlist section on his channel that goes for that. But yeah, he did kind of a grade A under A because he was also in the Air Force and doing Minecraft content at the same time. And he would like go on a big break, and it made sense. It's like he was moving house, and then he was doing stuff in the Air Force, and then he came back, made 2 videos, and then disappeared again, and then it's been 2 years.
Right. I actually want to see. I think I might know. Bebop.
Yeah, he got signed for the Yogscast as well. Towards the end of his career.
Yeah, that's a crazy thing.
It was probably because of Rich Dog, to be honest.
Right.
He was like, Rich Dog was like literally like his number 2 guy.
This is my biome.
Yeah, This Is My Biome was the other one. I don't think that got memed very hard though.
No.
But yeah, no, he was not the... My point was, he's not the fucking Minecraft parody guy, really. Yeah. He's the Minecraft Monday show guy.
Oh, so that's what you remember him for.
Every day I would see what was going to come in the next Minecraft update. I would see some cool new skins and be like, well, there's a cool to look at, but I don't actually want new skins because I'm already very happy with mine, and I already could change it myself because I just taught myself how to do that. And then, I don't know, it was just cool stuff to see. I'm trying to look at the segments. I mean, he would show you like a build. Oh, this is bringing me back. Oh, and I was always waiting for like the news on like Minecon because I was hoping one day it would come to Australia, and it never did.
Yeah, something tells me he's not gonna go. He seems very busy.
No, I mean, I was hoping that
One day.
Minecon would be in Australia one day.
Right.
Because I wanted to go to Minecon, and I totally would have been able to convince my parents to pay for Minecon tickets.
Because it's Minecraft.
But at the time, I would have had to like take a flight to Turkey or some shit.
It was like Turkey, UK.
It wasn't like PAX where it's like, okay, let's try and go to all the places where we have big audiences, and have it so that everyone is a reasonable into like a reasonable in-nation flight to PAX. But with Minecon, they were just like, we're just gonna fucking move about. It's like the Olympics. They just go. Yeah. I would just watch that, hoping that something of my actual interest would happen, and just see how cool the stuff was. Oh yeah, it was just. Oh no, it wasn't. But yeah, it was cool. He took a year off YouTube. Let's talk about that, and then he just went away again. He definitely was doing good at the time. Like, he got a big house. I didn't see that there was any... Like, nothing said to me, this guy went and died after leaving. You know what I mean?
Right.
I think he was just kind of, I don't want this anymore. I don't know. Like, he would have made a lot of money, but not like not like the rest of your life amount. But I guess what may have happened is just that, just went on with the Air Force stuff, because that's, man, it's kind of crazy. Imagine being in a situation where you have like 2 jobs, and one of them is you entertaining tens of thousands of people playing a quite childish game, and your other job is another complete fucking honor of being in the Air Force. It's like, dude, what a successful guy. But yeah, I really just hope he just peaced out and not anything bad happened.
Cause that's one of the things that, cause I don't know if this is gonna be too depressing, but there's this guy named Kitty, and I think at just hearing that name already probably set off so many things in many people's heads. There's this guy that did like Gmod adventure videos. His name was like Kitty, and there was like 5 numbers. And at the time when he was doing that kind of stuff, he was like, was it cancer? I think he was diagnosed with cancer or something like that. And he passed away a couple of years ago.
Right.
Like, without a word, like, there's no real warning about it. Like, he did say that, you know, stuff was going down. Like, when he first diagnosed and shit. But one day, it just happened. And there was no real word about it. And all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
There was also this animator that worked with Jack's Films for his Your Grammar Sucks 100 or whatever. Or Your Grammar Sucks 50. Was it Angel X Mikey? I think we talked about this. Angel X Mikey?
I don't think we've talked about anyone on this podcast dying that I actually fucking knew about, so I was always just sitting back and let you like talk to Kinsley about it. I would just like sit here because I can't relate.
Right. I forgot the animator's name, but like, I recently discovered that like last month or 2 months ago, and then I was like, oh fuck. I was like, oh dude, no. Because by the time I discovered it, it was like, oh yeah, a few weeks back, his time has come, and I was just fucking depressed about it. Because I'm like, I wanted to see more from this dude, but now I can't.
Right. So you mean like you found the guy, and then it was like, okay, he's dead, so...
Yeah, like, I found him back in when YGS 50 came out, which is like 2012 or 2011 or something. I think it was 2012 or 13. 6 years later, I discovered that he passed, and I was like, "Oh my god! Oh, no wonder."
Because I know when I found E Double, he was already dead, and I was just like, "Oh, fuck." Because I can just listen to his music, and I can already tell you that this man has a heart of a fucking lion. Is just amazing. Talented dude, and like it was just like, oh, wow. I found out in the comments. I was just like, oh.
It's like top comment,
fuck.
And it's like a really close friend of his, like delivering the news or whatever of what happened.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think so, something like that.
Or it's like the channel moderator, or like the second, or like the co-owner. It's like,
I don't know. I mean, it might have been that, but it was also just like, I wasn't sure at first, but it was just everyone in the comments. It was like the whole comment section was like, I can't believe he's fucking dead. This guy was a legend. I think even Barker made a post like a few weeks ago, because I think everyone just goes back to E Double every now and then. And he was just like, E Double deserved so much fucking more, and I'm just like, yeah, so true. It actually might have been a little bit more recently than I think, but yeah, I think that guy was. It seemed very clear to me that he was fucking just like a totally great dude. Found him from Solid Shibe. Because like there's just this one part of one of his songs where if you like play it fast enough, it just sounds really funny, and it just went well with his like scuffed editing style.
Yeah.
It was only on the 5th. It was only a few days ago that just my fucking brain goes by really fast.
Like, I still have Angel X Mikey on my Twitter thing, and it was the 23rd of January.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, I look at his YouTube, and I can see like his posts were like pretty spaced out. Because, you know, they're like speed drawings, they're like little short animation projects and all that stuff. So I can I understood why these were spaced out, but I didn't take into account why there was another reason things were probably spaced out.
Yeah.
He had cystic fibrosis.
Oh fuck. That's just. Oh shit.
He was 26 when he passed, and he survived 2 double lung transplants.
Oh.
I'm sorry that I had to end this thing on a depressing note. But
I just wanted to say, I think it kind of makes... When people just suddenly die, the reason they just suddenly died is because they didn't want to keep everyone up to date on how bad or good they were doing. Because it would just make things worse for... You know what I mean? Like, I feel like if you're a creative person... The only reason maybe even that you would want to bring it up is just the fact that you want people to know that the reason that you... Like, if you're really dedicated, you would be like, the reason that I can't constantly do this stuff is because I'm, like, in and out of fucking chemotherapy or some shit. And then... But beyond that, after mentioning it, like, once, focusing on it is just going to... put a dampener on the time that you do know you have left. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because it's just like, you may as well mention it and then just try to not make it something that's always on your mind, because that will just ruin the time that you are still here for, the present that you know you're here, and then just assume that you are going to overcome it, because, you know, there's no way to prepare for death, really. So you're best off just assuming it won't happen, because then you'll live a happier last that amount of time, or you'll live.
Right. And like the thing is, this it's not a thing that he never stated. He has stated like his condition a few times, and he like kept us updated on procedures that he had to go through. But it's like,
but
just
I think the fact that it's sudden is
Yeah.
like, it makes sense because, you know, who wants to just sit there and tweet out, I'm probably gonna die this week? So there's not much value in that.
Yeah. Like it happened before without me knowing, and I just see it briefly mentioned.
Yeah.
Like, just seeing it briefly mentioned threw me off. I was like, what? It's something you don't want to hear.
No, it's not something.
Something you don't want to hear. Yeah, it's something you don't want to hear, but then it's something that you don't want to discover on your own.
Oh yeah.
And that's like that was like the worst part for me. It's that I heard nothing of this. Like, I heard nothing of this passing, and I just see someone briefly mention it, and I was just like, no, it did not. And then once I found out, I was like I just had a moment for myself. Like that's how bad it was for me. Like the whole Kitty stuff too, like I wasn't completely invested into him, but I knew of him. But when I heard like that he passed, I had like that, oh shit, oh, like that kind of moment.
Yeah.
But with Angel X Mikey, it was something completely different. Like I saw him in YGS 50, and I kept up with him as much as possible after that. I saw him on Game Grumps Animated at some point, and then, you know, just seeing this news roughly last month, like completely, like did a number on me.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry to end this on a very depressing note. I know, like, I probably should have gone with like something safer, like Dane Bow and his older brother or his younger brother, like making videos, because they used to have a gaming channel and they used to upload there every day.
Oh yeah, there was still that question. Can you read the question out again? I remember.
The question
I
was
only
like,
answered like one segment of it.
No, it was like, do you remember any YouTubers that you watched years ago and see that they're not making any videos anymore?
Okay.
And what content do we enjoy and miss the most of that time? Well, we said
I just miss the fact that if you wanted to do something edgy, you could, because obviously now you can't. That's what I miss.
But like,
and it's been so slyly slipped gradually out from underneath us that it doesn't even seem weird.
Mm-hmm.
But like, you could do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah. If I had to be specific, Dane Bow, Luke Bow, the guy, those two guys, and CDK Gaming, I miss them a lot. Like, they don't post that much anymore. I don't know where Dane Bow is. Like, he hasn't made anything on his regular channel for quite some time. The last thing that he uploaded was 2 years ago, and that was it. It was just an Agario video. It's just like a random Agario video, and then, you know, of course, there's the Annoying Orange channel. You know, the thing we all
Did they really
need.
stop uploading?
They uploaded a video yesterday.
Yeah.
But I think I don't
They kind
know.
of qualify.
Yeah, but I don't watch the Annoying Orange channel anymore.
That's what I mean. They kind of qualify as one that's kind of dropped off.
Yeah. Oh, it's not even animated properly. Like, the mouth and the eyes aren't moving and shit. It's all just still PNGs with occasional changing facial expressions.
I'm surprised it's not just a
Oh, is it because wait, has he? Did Dingbo ever state that he stopped production on animating that stuff?
I don't know anything about Namebo.
I might have to look into this.
But yeah, I'm still surprised that they don't just like they haven't like just figured out some kind of facial tracker. It's kind of like a scuffed Kazuna AI of that time.
Yeah,
they needed Kazuna AI it.
Yeah, I mean, using a face tracker would probably make things a whole lot easier, but it would look, scuffed.
But you're telling me that it's barely moving, like they're barely even.
Well, nowadays, but like when they first started, like everything.
Yeah, I'm saying that's what they should do nowadays. They shouldn't have done it then. That would have been stupid.
Yeah, no. If they want to take that route and not just like have PNGs move with different facial expressions every now and then, I think a scuffed face app or face tracker would be the best bit.
Yeah.
Because now, like, they don't, like, the characters don't seem alive anymore.
Yeah. I think it would have been, because it's just one of those things where you invest a lot of time and then you don't have to spend, like, any time. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You go to all the effort of making that and then you don't have to animate it at all anymore. But that one day that you do it, you might have to spend like 4 days on the model getting perfectly set up.
Yeah.
It's kind of just like how I have like a template for my YouTube channel.
Right.
I have like a template for my videos, so I don't have to like drag in the fucking intro every time or anything. Yeah. It's just all there, and then I stretch it, and then put the stuff in between.
Yeah.
For the longest time, I've had this plan as well to have this little thing where I want to have it so that I can put on this thing easily, and this is one of those things that will take a long time to set up. I just want it to be that the Discord logo essentially gets tossed up from underneath the bottom right corner of the screen and then falls back down. And I want to chuck that on screen every time you hear the Discord noise in my video, so that you know if you see that it was mine. That's something I wanted to add to my videos. That I always just put off.
Yeah. Well, okay, so I wonder. So, like, the only videos that seem to have this thing that I just described is their tutorial how-to videos. But, like, every other video, I don't know, it just seems kind of lackluster.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's kind of derailed. I feel like, I don't know. Am I too? Obviously, I'm too old for the Annoying Orange now. I just don't watch that anymore. I used to watch that shit daily. I even watched like the premiere of the TV show. I just kind of wish like the original creator actually posted more stuff, because I want to see more stuff from him than anything.
I'm gonna be honest. I always thought it was kind of stupid. It's just like, oh.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I've heard those comments too.
Dude, did you see that tweet the other day? Someone tweeted out, I don't even know if it was on TV in like the US, but it was just that stupid fucking show where the main character was literally just a fucking PNG of some random girl's face that was fucking grayscaled.
Uh-huh.
And they would just animate her mouth, and she would just be really poor entertainment. And even at the time, I kind of hated it. It would come on, and I'd be like, fuck off. I'd be so annoyed that I wasn't watching one of the TV shows that didn't suck. And that is why video games.
right, and on that note, we'll just end that there. Thanks for tuning in, and hopefully we'll see you all next week.
Yeah.
All right, take care.
Bye.
Do you want to say something funny before we leave?
Do you want me to? Okay. Tenga is the most famous brand of adult toys in the world. Thanks to their stylish design, they were created by the former automotive engineer who wanted to bring design skills to the world of sex toys and high quality. Now they've got a new product for us, the Tenga Mover, a specially engineered cup-style toy that can be used again and again because you can take it apart and clean it. The bottom of the Tenga Mover pops off to reveal a standard honor hole. Just add a little lotion and you're ready for solo sexy time. When you're done, you can easily disassemble the toy to clean the inside, either using tissues or warm water depending on your choice. The bottom of the toy acts as a stand so that you can let everything dry out nicely. The company estimates that you can get 50 to 100 uses.